You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. We're going to channel famous people who have died to see if they can see the dark energy in their lives. And if they can see what else they could have accomplished if they had constantly and consistently removed the dark energy.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing.
It really will. How will they respond? Will they be able to see this dark energy after death? This show is a continuation of unlocking your body's solar panel for regeneration. Yes. This is so exciting, Jason. I can't even begin to tell you. And it has been so. There's been so much information that it's how do I put it?
It's making our heads spin.
I was going to say overwhelming.
Yeah.
In so many ways. Sometimes information is coming in with such strength, or I should say, adamancy, that it's hard sometimes to say, okay, now where does this go? And we'll explain a little bit more about that in just a minute. So, Jason, give us an update.
Okay, since Bashar, Abraham, and Seth have come forward and they said, we've been waiting for you.
Yes.
Others in the dark, the non-physical dimension have come to us wanting to be part of the alliance.
Yeah.
They see working with us as a continuation of their life purpose. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. We're exploring the non-physical dimension and what happens after you die, and
Correct.
And how
Correct.
the non-physical dimension works in ways that we're shocked. Well, even for us, because
yes.
we've been going, that's our playground. We've been doing this for 25 years. We've been there, but now we're seeing it with just these little details that are just mind-boggling.
They are. We are surprised in what we've seen and what we're being told. And I don't mean, surprise, I never thought of it, that kind of way. I'm talking about surprised at the perception that people who have died are saying, well, wow, if we had understood this, I could have changed the lives of thousands.
It's
incredible.
It is. And so,
well, and I want to say, we are surprised at who is coming forward as well.
We are. Well, there's a lot of surprises.
Yes.
We're surprised that we've been seen.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's been one of our little, especially for me, okay? We don't have credentials. And there are, in this space, intuitive, psychic, mediums, clairvoyants,
seers,
yes, all kinds. Mm-hmm. We know that ability exists.
Yes.
We've seen that a lot of those that are famous aren't famous because they're more evolved or more exceptional in what they see.
Right.
What we see is that they're better at marketing, and so there are no credentials. You can't see, like in medicine and science, you have PhDs and certifications and awards and all these things. In this arena, there's none of that. So when they come to us and say, "Yeah, we've heard about you.
We've seen you. We've seen your light." In fact, I didn't know that here was one of the statements I heard. I didn't know that anyone on earth had light as bright as yours.
I mean,
okay.
What
exactly, and I'll be honest, I neglected and didn't even think of it until now. What do you mean by that bright light? How did you see that?
how is what we're doing translating into that
Yes,
on the
thank
other
you,
side?
Jason. That's exactly
You
right.
know,
Yes.
we're also surprised about who's come forward. I mean,
It's been fun. I'm
the people
sorry.
that
I'm
have
enjoying it.
tapped her on the shoulder, and now we've got this ongoing conversation going with, you know,
Yes,
it's like,
well,
oh,
several.
we just wanted to tell you this, you know,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
doing the laundry, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you know, we're talking to whether it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg or somebody else.
Right. Well, Jason, who is trying to speak with us? Who are we trying to speak with? I'll say it that way. And Jason, just give them our list. Would you do that?
Here it is. This is our list that we're going to start with.
Yes.
We haven't finished it.
Oh.
We did do some channeling, quite a bit actually,
Yes.
and that's the basis for the show. But it wasn't this show. What we're going to tell you today is just scratching the surface.
Yes.
We have to do another show
Absolutely.
to get the rest of it, and I'm not sure we're going to get it in another show.
All of it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So here's our list.
Okay.
And who knows what will happen to this list? It'll either expand, probably expand. We'll see.
I'm going to say,
And some of it may contract. Like we haven't actually connected very well with the couple people, and they may back away.
No, they're
Yeah.
waiting.
Okay.
They're still waiting. No, sorry.
So here's the
interesting.
here's the
everyone.
list.
Okay.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes.
She was a Supreme Court justice. She recently died. Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she was famous beyond. She was famous for her work with chimpanzees and understanding that their social structures were similar to humans.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein. Oh my gosh, and he's chatty. He's chatty. He's kind of a flirt.
Yeah, a little bit. And he's
He wants to say he
he's
has
got
stuff
things
to say.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Croce. Now it dates us. You know, we're
What?
of that generation.
Yes, there you go.
Where this was the 70s rock and roll.
Wait,
blah, blah.
we could say far out, man.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But we've always liked him. He had a very tragic death just when he was getting started, and we want to see hear from him.
Yes, we do.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh,
Now, this was during this. There's a lot of Roosevelts,
yes.
and she was the wife of the president at the time, and there
They
was
were like something like fifth or sixth cousins, which, by the way, is okay to marry.
well,
they say.
yeah, I guess.
That- well, it was a big
that's
deal.
That's a whole
Yeah.
story, and there's been a lot of history written about that.
Yes.
But her perspective is really interesting. Here's one that's really, really important to us. John Muir.
Yes.
We live just outside of Yosemite, and he talked about the natural world, and not just Yosemite, but Yosemite was a big part of it, and he was part of the. Anyways, we'll get to that. And Marie Curie, she's called Madame Curie. She received numerous Nobel Prizes in a time when women barely were able to be scientists.
Well, first off, they were barely able to leave the kitchen.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
To go to school, get a PhD, all those things.
Yes.
Mark Twain.
Yeah.
He's, and as a teenager, I used to read Huckleberry Finn.
Right.
And it was just it just fascinated me. But he had a presence here where we live also,
Yes, he
and
did.
so it just felt like a natural.
Yes.
So
Yes.
some of these came to us while we've been talking to the Alliance, Bashar, Abraham, and Seth,
Okay.
and they have been a big part of what we're talking to, but there's something that we found out, and I may be stealing our thunder a little bit.
A little bit, but
But-
that's okay. I think it's important right now.
The Bashar, Abraham, and Seth they're trying to help us. They're trying to help us get this information out. They're trying to help us
Because
move forward.
it's so important, everyone.
Because this was their original intention. It was their
That is
original
correct.
objective.
Yes.
And it didn't go in the way that they expected it to go.
Well, because that negative energy got in the way, got in their way.
That's why they've been waiting for us, because this was the missing piece.
Yes.
So, and that's going to be the theme today that we're talking about.
Yes.
So,
all right. Jason, what is our primary question that we ask all of them?
okay, we asked all of them, can they see what they could have done if it were not for dark energy and the 80% dark energy? And what could they think they could have accomplished if they had been clearing constantly and consistently? That was the overriding question for all of them, and they loved that question, and they went to town with it.
Yeah, and the thing that's the most interesting to me is that because yes, they tap in and go through me, but they all had so much more to say than I would have expected.
They did. And it's interesting because if you listen to the tape, we taped the channeling. They'll say something to Patricia, and I'm connected at the same time. Now, we don't have strict separate roles when we do this.
No.
You know, she basically goes and talks, and I'm in the background asking questions, but I'll complete her sentences. They'll be telling her something, and I'll say, no, that's not what they're saying. They're saying this. And that's because I'm connecting in there too.
And it's so interesting.
It's how we team together.
Yeah.
It's how our partnership works. It works really well for us.
Yes, I agree.
And that's how we do that. Yeah. And we're seeing the benefit of channeling is huge. And we're going to keep exploring that throughout this show and future shows.
Yes, exactly. So, Jason, what is the summary of this segment?
As we continue to channel Bashar, Abraham, and Seth, we are shocked and surprised by this new information. Entities and souls who have recently passed have come to us wanting to be part of the alliance. We see that our reputation in the non-physical dimension is developing, and many are seeing it, and the reputation is expanding. Our ability to create a bridge between the dimension of physical form and the non-physical dimension. That's always been an objective of ours. And this dimension contains the root causes of evil, pain, and human suffering, and offers the opportunity for true healing of humans and the planet. It's all in the non-physical dimension. We need that bridge. We need that connection. And
absolutely.
So let's keep going. Yeah.
All right. Then, with that said, in the next segment, we're going to start talking to these entities and souls and see what they have to say. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Network. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to start talking to these entities and souls and see what they have to say. This is so much fun, everyone. Note, we just started based on who came forward, meaning who jumped in first.
Right.
Yes. And that's okay. We asked the question about if it were not for the dark energy, what could you, meaning the person, whoever jumped in, what could you have done? And the interesting part was Ruth Bader Ginsburg jumped in first.
And just an interesting tidbit, we thought, okay, let's do Jane Goodall, and then it was like Ruth almost came in and like, oh, I'm first.
Yes, she did. And here's the interesting part about that is none of us, that was not going to be a true statement. I had no idea how forthcoming, bold, and the strength that she had. I knew she was amazing, but I had no idea.
We had read about it.
Yes.
But we didn't see it in person.
No.
In person, so to speak. That's play
Well,
on words. But now, if she's coming through,
yes,
that strength is very, very obvious.
Exactly.
And very, very intense.
Yes. And she's, by the way, quite amazing.
Yes.
So we saw how the dark or negative energy created the stubbornness in others, meaning the other justices. She saw this. And when I was talking about it, she wanted to stand there and put up your dukes type thing. But what she did was she composed herself and she hid that need to fight with the quote injustice and the views of others that didn't understand the importance of the issues that she was trying to talk about, or she was trying to get taken care of.
What she was first talking about is that she saw how that dark energy in her created a form of stubbornness. That's how we got on the whole topic of stubbornness.
Yes,
That dark energy in her created that stubbornness.
Well,
and almost a little bit of righteousness.
Yes.
And then she would get mad. And she could see now that was the dark energy.
Yes.
And that anger didn't serve her. She made a quip that I thought was kind of interesting.
She said
that she could see her own now. She can see her own stubbornness.
Exactly.
And in those dialogues, I guess they have. And I just read this recently in an article that there's a seniority in the Supreme Court based on longevity.
Okay.
And based on that longevity, those people, when the justices all get together and they talk, those are the people that get to talk first. And the person that comes in last is the person that speaks last.
Okay.
Well, she had a very low seniority. Okay.
Well, not to mention she was also a woman.
No. It's only based
on seniority. Okay.
So, but so that's how they would discuss things. And she made a quip that said, their arguments. She felt that she had better arguments, and their arguments weren't very good. And it was really bothering her. And it was kind of a political. It was a dig. It was a political dig.
I see.
But she was. Her quip was, and this is part of her humor.
Yes.
Was she was saying that they hit it better than she did. That, in other words, they wrapped it up in a form of I'm just being illogical, I'm being serious, I'm being a Supreme Court justice, and she didn't feel that those arguments were very good at all, and she always felt that she had better arguments, and that's part of what actually took her out.
That's true.
Because, she wasn't expecting to die.
No.
And she had always, with the cancer that she had, she used her just grit and determination to overcome that. And at the end, it didn't serve her. It didn't really work. And it overwhelmed her. And she sees now that was dark energy.
That dark energy, it didn't have a louder voice as far as she was concerned than she did. What it did have was it had a form of subtlety that it would take a hold before she knew it was, she knew it was too late to do anything about it.
Yes.
And that was very, very, very difficult for her. And by the way, that was one of the things when we asked her the question about, do you see the dark energy today? She said, if only she understood that 80% dark energy, when she was living in a physical body, she knows that if she had used the ecosystem approach, she would have maybe still been alive.
Wow.
That
blows us away. And,
yes.
And of course, we know it's true. We've been saying this, since we've been doing all these shows.
Correct.
This is our 366th show. We've been talking about dark energy since our first show. Okay.
Yes.
But it's the fact that she sees it. She attained this lofty status. She was famous when she died. I mean, people were talking about RBG, and there were T-shirts made about her and all this other stuff.
Yes.
And
by the way, if somebody has one and wants to give it to me, I'd love it. Anyway,
so
sorry.
it's just there's a lot of respect for her.
Absolutely.
And she can see now that that dark energy works. Now, she also acknowledges that she could have never been public, even if she knew about it. And it wasn't very long ago. I mean, she's not much different in age than we are, even when she died and now.
Right.
But she couldn't have come forward. She was struggling with so much prejudice from around gender. Just being a woman in the Supreme Court,
yes,
the idea that she could have come forward about energy or subtle energy, which has been so discredited, it never would have worked. And it was funny because as the channeling was happening, and so Patricia's doing this, and the reason we don't give you the direct access to the channeling itself is because it's slow. For YouTube, for those people that like, bing, 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 you just want to get the content, it's way too slow.
Correct.
We ask a question, then we have to wait, and then it comes through, and so we
By
record
the way, it's
that.
calming.
Yeah, it is. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it can be.
When we've been working for a half hour, 45 minutes, which we did for this session, we were done. They were done.
Yes. Yes.
So, and that's what happened with her. She abruptly said, that's enough. I'm done, But then we had asked about Nina Totenberg, and that's something that I had remembered just because I watch politics, or I used to at least, and she made an announcement on behalf of the family about her death, and I guess they were very, very good friends.
Explain who Nina Totenberg is.
She's an NPR correspondent. She covered the Supreme Court for NPR for years and years and years. And I just saw a note that she went to dinner. Ruth Bader Ginsburg went to dinner at her house every Saturday. They were very, very.
Oh, that's
close.
interesting.
Yeah. So that's just I got that from AI, but. Here's what was. I think this is probably a really important issue, which is we asked about her, and she said she'd love to talk to her because she has that connection, that warmth about her,
right?
But she also said if she talked to her directly, like she's talking to us directly,
that is
and
correct.
in this with the clarity that she is, that Nina could never tell anybody. And that she would be discredited and accused of being senile.
Yes.
That's crazy. I hate that stigma around subtle energy. But, we have Ruth Bader Ginsburg acknowledging it from the other side that this stigma is so powerful and so pervasive that it's really just another form of bias.
Okay, yes.
No different than gender bias, religious bias, ethnic bias. It's no different.
Well, okay, so I just want to say one more thing about Ruth that I think is really important, and it's this. She told me when I was channeling that she wished she had known about the ecosystem approach because she would have created a group, whether it be out in the open or not.
That is so. Yeah.
But she said, I would have done that, and I would have made sure that I got together with this group every single day to get together and remove negative energy, because that's one of the places that she saw she would have made such a difference in what's happening in our world today.
It would have made a difference.
Yes, it would have. And you and I
if
both
you're
know
listening right now, oh my gosh,
Yes. Understand, with the ecosystem approach, you can make a difference. So, Jason, why is the issue with Nina so important?
Well, and we just touched on that. We've known for a long time that this bias around subtle energy is huge.
Okay.
And the non-physical dimension. It amazes me that even now, Ruth is saying she can't talk to Nina in a direct way because it would freak her out. Mm-hmm. It would freak Nina out. It would freak. She didn't use the word freak, but it would be very unsettling for her.
Right. So, Jason, what is the summary of this segment?
For me, there are two key takeaways from talking to RBG. First was that she could see what could have happened if the dark energy, specifically the 80%, was something that she knew to work on. We've known this for a long time, but to hear her say it and understand it with the clarity that she has now is compelling and persuasive in a way that is not accepted today.
Correct.
The other takeaway was that she understood the bias that if people talk about accessing the non-physical dimension, the overwhelming stigma and judgment effectively keeps consciousness and human evolution blocked.
Yes.
She says she could not speak openly to her good friend for fear that what would happen if she spoke about it. Yes. There's such a bias toward energy work, the intuition, consciousness, and evolution. OMG, that's a big
huge.
deal.
Yes. In the next segment, we're going to talk to more entities or souls. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Network. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk to more entities and souls. Jason, Jane Goodall was one of the ones that we asked to speak to.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that just a little bit more?
Yeah. When we went, she basically said, I'm not ready yet. And Patricia saw that as she was still grieving her own death.
Yes.
She sees that no one can replace her and have the reputation and impact that she was able to have.
Touches my heart.
Yes, it is. But we see that it was not just her grief, but those that have followed her and loved her and what she represented. They're all grieving, and that energy of grief is all around her.
Yes.
But then she made a request. And she started talking to us. So she said, okay, I'm not ready. But then she started talking. So, it just, she made a request that really surprised us. And
and by the way, the reason it surprises us, let me start with this, is because you have to have some idea of who we are and what we do with clarity to ask what she asked.
Yes, exactly. And it's an acknowledgement of this idea of free will energy. Now, we've talked about this in previous shows, but our ability, if you're here on Earth, we think of free will as just the ability to choose. No, that's not what it is. Free will is power. Free will is an energy that we can, as we clear away negative energy from our essence, we have the power to remove negative energy from the world, from other people, from ourselves.
Correct.
And souls on the other side.
Yes.
So she asked, and that was the request.
Her request was, can you clear me? And I went, what do you mean? And she said, she wants to be part of the alliance, which I'm very happy to, but I got approval from everyone, and yes, she is now. But she wants a call to action. She wants everyone in the world to listen to what we're talking about, because she can see from the other side that had she had the clearing, she would have done so much more work, not only for the animals. Granted, that was amazing. I admire her for that so much. I, too, am an animal person. I have a great big S on my forehead. Sucker when it comes to the animals. But what she really understood, and she and I have something very much in common, but she understood that if we started removing negative energy, then we could remove the blocks that were keeping everyone from seeing the importance of why the animals are here in the first place.
Well, and the other thing is that she spent her whole life fighting what she now sees is dark energy.
Yes.
It's not that people had different opinions and those kind of things.
And they did.
They did.
Yes.
And that's still true.
Yes.
But if we took away the dark energy, people don't see it that, and we've talked about this before. Dark energy is always on both sides.
Yes.
And it loves to get people to fight.
Yes.
And
because, by the way, it's a waste of time.
Well,
and when you're wasting time, I'm jumping in.
You're not moving forward. You're not evolving.
Exactly.
You're just fighting.
Exactly. And it's something that Jason and I have struggled with, because we see that people struggle to understand the importance of why removing that negative energy is so important. Fighting doesn't serve a thing. You can put your issues out on the table, which is fantastic, but discuss them. Discuss them with clarity and understanding. Discuss them with, of course, objectivity, but also understand that objectivity can have two different views.
She did say something that really touched us both.
Yes.
And it was this. You want to tell about that?
Well, and here's the thing that she and I really.
So she's on this. She comes to us and says, "Oh, I can't talk now."
Yeah,
and then she talks and talks and talks, and then
right.
And another thing.
Right.
Please don't forget.
Please don't forget about the dogs. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean about the dogs? And she basically was saying that dogs in our lives really matter because our dogs communicate with us. And if you're using the ecosystem approach, you can actually understand the subtleties that your dogs and cats, I'm talking domesticated animals, talk to you about and tell you all the time.
You're cleaning up, in essence, the channel between the two of you.
Yes.
We're channeling them up there.
Yes.
And I say up, it's not really up, but the non-physical dimension.
Yes.
But
That
we also see
implies
that
yes.
channeling, and again, this happens when you can remove this negative energy.
Correct.
We can channel within ourselves. We can look at our physical bodies.
Yes.
We can talk to our animals.
Yes.
We can talk to other people from their unconscious mind. There's so many possibilities that channeling opens up, and it starts with removing the negative energy.
Exactly. So understand that free will is an energy that actually has real power. On the other side, free will is not the same.
They can't clear themselves in the same way we can clear ourselves here.
And that's why she asked us to clear her.
Yes.
And
we're going to be doing a lot of that for them on the other side.
Yes. Well, and I don't know if I can bring this up now, but I'm going to anyway. The bottom line is that I asked the question, why are these people that were on Earth, why are they coming to us and asking to be part of the alliance? And they said that Bashar, Abraham, and Seth saw that they could help us, but they couldn't help us because they didn't understand being in physical bodies. Those that are on
Bashar, Abraham, and Seth.
Yes, exactly.
That was their biggest weakness, is that they had to rely on channeling us as well as we channeling them.
And that's one of the reasons that they didn't get to the part of the dark energy through those that were channeling them, and people still channel them, because they didn't see dark energy. They didn't see it and have an understanding of it as we do. And so that's a big deal. So and
the other thing that came through was, it was very clear, we've talked about this already, but Bashar, Abraham, and Seth are the ones that are initiating these souls to talk to us.
Yes, I didn't say that very clearly.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. And I'm so grateful to Bashar, Abraham, and Seth for doing that. So we had one more.
Yes. He's anxious for us to talk about
him.
Yes.
He is. We also channeled John Muir. And John Muir was the original, they called him the original naturalist. He was phenomenal.
Now, Patricia asked me, who should we talk to next? And I said Mark Twain.
Yeah.
And John Muir said, I want to talk.
He
kept forward.
Yes,
I want to talk.
yes.
Just kind of like Ruth did. So,
yes,
yeah.
and in fact, very much like Ruth did. So here's the interesting part. I'm going to start right in about John. And yes, he told me I can call him John. He basically said, I not only see the dark energy, I had some idea about it when I lived in a physical body, but I didn't know I could do a damn thing about it. And he was so progressive in his
thoughts
and
at the time,
and standing up for what he knew, not just believed everyone, but he knew what was right. And he was a huge figure in trying to stop the Hetch Hetchy Dam, which, by the way, is now feeds San Francisco and the entire more than the Bay Area.
It was a huge controversy at the time
Huge.
because building this dam, although it would provide a water source for the Bay Area.
Yes.
This was after the earthquake and the fires.
Yes.
He knew that it would have an environmental impact that was forever. But here's the key point.
Okay.
His anger got in his way.
Yes.
He became righteous, and he didn't know any other way. He said to us, that's because that's what I learned from my family growing up. Wasn't what I would have chosen had
Correct.
I know that I had another way of doing it. But and the reason you're stuck in those patterns, by the way, is dark energy, and this is what we've been doing for ourselves.
And training of lineage.
Lineage is clearing those things.
Yes.
Those behaviors that you're stuck in, you can clear them.
Yes.
And remove them. And he sees so clearly now that his righteousness and anger, he also was the one that founded the Sierra Club.
Yes, he was.
And it's become a big organization, but he saw that his righteousness and stubbornness didn't serve his cause. He also wanted to apologize because he saw
I forgot about that.
That this was so controversial. He got his anger got him got a lot of people riled up, and there were people that died in gunfights because of the two sides here that they couldn't figure out, and the only way they saw to resolve it was to kill each other. And he feels really bad for those souls that died as a result of that.
And knew that it wasn't right. So, Jason, what is the summary of this segment?
We spoke to Jane Goodall, and she was just beginning to see what she could do, the things she could do from the non-physical dimension that may help identify and remove dark energy, because she now sees the importance.
Yes.
We didn't touch on that, but it's really important, is that she sees that she can do things from the other side that wasn't considered possible before.
Exactly.
John Muir realizes now how dark energy played a role in blocking him.
Yes.
They both want people to hear, don't wait. Start using the ecosystem approach so you can be having a positive effect on the world today, now, right now. It's the number one thing they want to say and share. And that came through loud and clear.
Yeah, absolutely. In the next segment, we're going to show you how to do some clearings to help you remove dark energy so you don't have to die to see how it can help you in the world now, starting today. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Network. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to show you how to do some clearings to help you remove dark energy so you don't have to die to see how it can help you in the world today. In other words, we don't want you to miss an opportunity that would be in your best interest. We're going to continue channeling the people we talked about. Frankly, until we do, who knows what will come up and what interesting and excellent ideas come from these sessions.
We have to do at least another show, if not multiple shows.
Yes.
And we're going to be doing that. And we'll keep you posted another 2 weeks for this one.
Absolutely. So, Jason, could you explain to everyone how to do the clearing?
Yes, it's very simple.
Okay.
How you sit, your posture. You don't have to be reverent. It's not a meditation. It's just a process.
Okay.
And you just do it, and it works.
Yeah.
So it's very forgiving. It's you don't have to be follow all the rules exactly and do it in a special way. You can be sitting, standing, walking, doing something else. We do clearing while we're doing something else, whether it's a shower, you're doing laundry,
Dishes.
Folding clothes,
Yes.
doing the garden.
That is correct.
When we go for our walk in the morning, all those things we do clearing.
Yes.
And basically, when we say to eliminate, imagine what we say to eliminate, whether it's veils and illusions, barriers, specific emotions.
Exactly.
Gather those up in the tips of your toes and blow them into the processor.
And by the way, throw that negative energy over to the left side.
Yes, and then
Into the processor.
the processor just takes that negative energy and processes it so it comes out neutral.
Which has to be not only better for you, but better for everyone, including, and this one's for you, John Muir, the environment. he just went, huh? Okay.
They're joking around with us all the time.
They are.
We're
They
having
are.
these amazing conversations,
Yes.
and not just with them, but with Bashar, Abraham, and Seth.
Yes,
So
which is fantastic. I one more time I have to say before, I am so grateful to have Bashar, Abraham, and Seth and the Alliance in my life right now, because I see that we're all going to make a difference. And Jason,
I want to ask you to connect with us. And there's two ways of doing that. Yes. The first way is going to our website, theecosystemapproach.org. Go to the website and sign up for the newsletter.
Yes.
It's a big deal because when you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get the backstory, this information. Yes. That's how we're going to get a hold of you in the future. As the Alliance says, let's do these things collectively. Let's do these things together. Yeah. It's going to be in the newsletter. So be sure you're connected there.
Right.
The other thing is go subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Ecosystem Approach with Jason and Patricia Rohn. It's got a little star logo there, and if you subscribe, you'll be getting all the new shows as they come out, right. And it's going to be really, really helpful for you going forward. And in every show, we always do clearings at the end, which we're just going to do right now, and it's going to be really helpful. Be sure you subscribe. Be sure you go to our website. Right. Again, the ecosystemapproach.org. It's all one word. It's long,
right.
But it's make sure you subscribe. All we ask for is your email address. We don't spam you. We probably 2 to 4 times a month is when we send out the newsletter.
And one more thing, tell a friend.
Yes.
Have a friend join you. Having a clearing buddy is one of the best things ever.
Ruth got it right away. She said, if I would have known this, I would have had a group of people, and we would have done this
every day,
for
she said.
All sorts of benefits, all sorts of
for
reasons.
many, many, many things. That's what I was going to say. So,
should we go?
We should. So, Jason, and
these words, a picture of the processor, and all these clearings are on the newsletter. So be sure you subscribe. Okay,
yes.
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see that if I start now with the clearing dark energy, all the possibilities for my life can open up in ways that I never considered before.
So nice and easy. Go to the tips of your toes. Pull up all these veils and illusions that are keeping you from seeing this dark energy that's keeping you from your life being better. Pick it up and throw it in the processor. I'm going to shorten it up just a little bit, and it goes like this. Follow along. The barriers, and to eliminate the barriers so I can learn from these famous people and start now so I can reap the benefits by removing the dark energy I know is there, and do this for my benefit first. Nice and easy. Take a breath and blow it out. Using that processor is so important. You don't want to throw negative energy around. You want it to be gone. That's what this is all about. So that what this positive energy that you actually have can start shining through. So, Jason?
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that whatever my goals and aspirations and dreams are, dark energy will try and block me. I guarantee you, we've been doing this for 25 years.
It happens.
We know that happens. So this is the best thing you can do.
So get rid of those veils and illusions. That's blocking you, I don't know, just from these amazing dreams you have. Last clearing. And to eliminate the barrier so I can see the huge advantage I have knowing about the 80% dark energy now and how that could benefit me for the rest of my life, no matter what age I am. That's huge, everyone. Pick it up. You're going to throw it away. You're going to throw it into the processor. That processor is a really, really beneficial item. Now, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to activate life force, the most powerful energy that all of us has access to. It goes like this. Repeat after me. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can trust that I have the power, yes, to remove the dark energy attached to me and that it will benefit me for a lifetime. Every clearing that I do will benefit me for a lifetime. This time, I want you to pull in life force energy, starting right now. Let it go all the way to the tips of your toes. Let it come back up, picking up negative energy along the way, and throw away all that negative energy you just attached yourself to. Kind of think of it like that. Take a breath. Or I should say, blow it out. So, Jason, talk to me.
And to activate life force so I can trust. Did we do that already?
We did.
Okay, so stay tuned for our next show and make sure you're signed up for our newsletter.
Yes.
The ecosystemapproach.org.
Yes.
And it's simple. And then be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whether you're watching on there, you may be listening to this as a podcast, Apple Podcast or whatever.
Sure, which is fine.
That's fine. But just go over to YouTube and make sure you're subscribed to our channel because that's where all the new stuff's going to come on in the future. And
the other thing is that's where you're going to see a picture of the processor. And the processor is of such great benefit. Sometimes the processor is as big as my house, and sometimes it's the size of a thimble. Doesn't matter. They both still work.
Yes.
And I use it every single day without question. So stay tuned for our next show. Please join us. And we have more to share about this group, the Alliance, but we also have more to share about what they have to say.
So here we go. So, and we'll connect in 2 weeks at 1 p.m. Pacific time and 4 p.m. Eastern time. This is Transformation Network. You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Okay.
And remember, removing dark energy is the key to a better life for you.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.